ultimately it was probably the most life-changing event, and I wouldn't have changed anything about it.
Me either.
I wish that I could just kind of hold you right now.
Yeah, me too. You're like 4 feet away.
But I'm right here.
Yeah, you're here. I know.
How on earth have you guys managed to keep the results a secret?
It has been so hard, especially because, well, I know I'm very active in social media, so it's been so tough. Our close family and inner circle of friends knew, but outside of that, it was the hardest secret to keep ever.
Internet sleuths are onto it and tracking down all these clues
Right.
about where we've been and similarities in our pictures.
In the whole dating scenario.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone sees Lauren. She's breathtaking. I often will find myself closing my eyes when we're talking to kind of focus in on what she's saying instead of getting distracted by her.
No.
Cameron.
I know, right?
And most dating shows, kind of the end of the show is you guys getting together at the end, but this one takes it a step further, drops you into the real world, gives you your phones back, your families, your friends. What would you guys say the biggest challenge in testing your relationship in the real world was?
Ooh.
I think the biggest challenge for us right off the bat was, Lauren had never lived with another man before.
That's right.
She'd always been kind of a lone wolf.
A hermit.
So when we got back to Atlanta and moved into the apartments together, that was when there was some tension, and we had to really find out very quickly how we could, strike that balance between personal space and affection and
sharing a space with someone, and
exactly.
just being so affectionate and together all the time. That's not something that I was really used to because I have been single for a while and very independent. So I definitely had to adjust.
Right. Yeah. So when you see on the show that it seems kind of tense sometimes, I mean, it was so much that we had to work through so fast. So the normal progression, it might have been months or years. We were working through it in the span of weeks.
Well, you guys are definitely getting the most love, but somebody who is not as much is Jessica. She's getting a lot of flack on the internet. I'm just curious what you guys think about her portrayal on the show now watching it. Do you think she got a harsh edit or, undeserved? How do you feel?
Ooh,
Tough one.
That is a tough one. I feel like, everything that Jessica said on the show is probably something that she did say on the show. I'm sure she's not too happy about the portrayal of her edit, but it's hard to tell. But I will say this. That dog drinking that wine was I will never forget that. I will never forget that, Jessica. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that is burned in my memory forever. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I had no idea really that storyline of her and Barnett and how related to Mark. I would also say too that, regardless of what's shown, everyone who participated in this experiment really put themselves out there in such a vulnerable way that, I would ask people not judge them because it was just a very difficult thing to do. So naturally, no one's going to do it perfectly.
How do you guys feel that you were portrayed on the show? Are you happy with it, or is there anything that you want to clear the air about?
Actually, there is one thing. I know that, okay, when you're in an interracial relationship, of course, that's something that you have to discuss with your partner because it's not something that's going to go away, right? It's a real world thing. However, I feel like me and Cameron didn't always have that at the forefront of our conversation. And I feel like on the show a lot, it was like, hey, I'm black, you're white. Hey, just to remind you, I'm black and you're white. Oh, by the way, you're white and I'm black. And it really wasn't like that all the time. Although we did discuss it, I just feel like every time that we did discuss it, that was in there for sure.
Right. And so our relationship has a lot of layers to it, like everyone who has a real relationship.
Yeah.
So I think we were hoping to see more of that conveyed versus just the focus on our race and our ethnicity and how that affects our relationship.
But don't get us wrong, that is a real thing that needed to be addressed. But,
Absolutely.
You know.
And I'm happy that it was shown.
Yeah.
Because like I said, a lot of people have reached out to us and were just thanking us for representing them in that sense.
And being authentic in our experience as an interracial couple as well. So I think that really touched a lot of people all over the world.